Are you Lori?
I am.
I'm Sarah. I'm a PA student who will be taking care of you today. Can you verify your name and date of birth for me?
Lori Walsh, 2011, 1960.
Perfect. Are you comfortable with me doing a neuro exam on you today?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start by testing cranial nerve number 1 and checking for patency. Please occlude your left nostril and identify the scent for me.
And garlic.
Correct. And then occlude your right nostril and identify the scent for me.
Cinnamon.
Correct. Now we're going to move on to cranial nerve number 2. We're going to start with visual acuity. Please hold this Rosenbaum chart. It's 14 inches from your face and remove your glasses. Cover your right eye and read the smallest line that you can.
874.
All right, and then cover your left eye and do the same procedure.
874.
All right, I'll go ahead and take that back from you. You can put your glasses back on. That is 2400 vision without her correction. Next, we're going to do a visual field confrontation, which is the finger wiggle test. Go ahead and cover up your right eye, and I'm going to do 6 visual fields. I'm going to cock my hand and tell me when you can see my fingers wiggling.
There. There. There.
Good.
There.
Good.
There. There.
Good. Now go ahead and cover up your left eye, and we'll do the same thing.
There.
Good.
There.
Good.
There.
Good.
There.
Good.
There.
Good.
There.
Next, we're going to do a fundoscopic exam. We're going to do just the right eye today. I'm going to turn the lights out, turn my diopter on to 0, focus 6 feet away. Now, ma'am, please look over my shoulder at a distant object. There we go. I'm going to go at a 30-degree angle, find the red light reflex, and I'm going to brace with my thumb on her eyebrow. Look into the light. There we go. And then I visualized her retina with looking into the light. I'll turn the lights back on. Next, I'm going to assess cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6, but the first one is going to assess cranial nerves 2 and 3, direct and consensual pupillary constriction. Continue to look forward. I'm going to shine the light 4 times in your eyes and look at pupillary constriction. That's the wrong way. Good. Good. So her pupillary reflexes were equal and bilateral on each side for both the direct and consensual. Now we're going to do accommodation. So go ahead and look at my finger. It's 10 centimeters away from your face. Now look at an object distant to my finger. Now at my finger, and then the distant object. Her pupil is constricted at the near object, which is what we expect with accommodation. Next, we're going to assess your extraocular eye movements with the H test. So go ahead and follow my fingers. We're going to make a nice big H. Good. Good. Now keep following my fingers. Make it go cross-eyed. Good. So her extraocular muscles are intact. They were symmetric and bilateral. And the lateral rectal muscle is innervated by cranial nerve number 6. Superior oblique is cranial nerve number 4, and the rest are cranial nerve 3. Last but not least, I've been observing her for ptosis, and she does not have any lid lag, meaning that cranial nerve 3 is intact. And we're going to move on to the trigeminal nerve. We're going to start by palpating the temporal and masseter muscles. Go ahead and clench your jaw. Move your jaw back and forth, and open your mouth. Perfect. She has symmetric strength in both of her muscles, and she had no deviation of her jaw when she opened her mouth. Next, we're going to assess the 3 areas of the trigeminal: ophthalmic, maxillary, and mandibular for soft touch. This is what soft touch feels like. Go ahead and close your eyes and tell me where you can feel it.
Right forehead. Right jaw. Or right cheek, I mean. Left cheek. Left jaw. Right jaw. Left forehead.
And those are all intact. Next, we're going to do sharp versus dull. So this is what the sharp feels like, and this is what the dull feels like. Go ahead and close your eyes again and tell me what you feel and where you feel it.
Dull, right cheek. Sharp, right forehead. Sharp, right jaw. Sharp, left cheek. Dull left forehead. Dull left jaw.
And that's all intact, which is good. Last but not least, I would do the corneal reflex, where I would take a swab or a fluff of a cotton ball, approach her from behind while her eyes are open, and touch the cornea, and look for the corneal reflex of her eyes closing. Next, I'm going to assess cranial nerve number 7, which is the facial nerve, which is the muscles of the face. I'm going to have you make 5 faces. Go ahead and raise your eyebrows. Good. Frown. Make a grimace. Good. Smile. And then puff your cheeks out. Perfect. All of those are intact. Everything is symmetric and bilateral. Next, I'm going to assess the vestibulocochlear nerve. It's cranial nerve number 8 with the finger rub test. Close your eyes, please, and tell me which side you can hear my finger rub on.
Left. Right. Right. Left. Right.
Perfect. And my fingers were 3 to 4 inches from her face, and she was able to identify correctly which side I was testing her hearing on, which means cranial nerve 8 is intact. Next, we're going to assess cranial nerve number 9 and 10. So I've been listening to her voice. She does not have any excessive hoarseness or nasal tone to her voice. Next, we're going to look for symmetric rise of the soft palate. Go ahead and open your mouth, stick out your tongue, tip your head back a little bit. I'm going to use this tongue depressor. My light source, say ah. Good. So she had symmetric rise of her soft palate with central uvula, which is normal. Next, I would do the gag reflex, and that I would bilaterally touch the back of her throat gently, and I should see elevation of the tongue, elevation of the soft palate, and constriction of the pharyngeal muscles. Next, I'm going to assess the accessory nerve. First, I'm going to look at her trapezius muscle and assess for any atrophy or fasciculation, which I do not see. While I'm at the trapezius, I'm going to have you shrug against resistance here. Good. She's able to resist against, or shrug up against resistance. Now we're going to do the sternocleidomastoid muscle. I'm going to put my hand on your face and turn your head towards my hand. Good. I'm applying resistance here. Same on this side. Good. She had equal strength on both sides. I didn't notice any tremors or any decrease in weakness, so everything is normal there. Last but not least, we're going to assess the hypoglossal nerve, which is cranial nerve number 12. I've been assessing her articulation of speech. All of her words are cleared articulation. I don't hear any slurring. Next, I'm going to look at her tongue, just in a relaxed state. Go ahead and open your mouth with my light source. I don't see any atrophy or fasciculation. And last but not least, I'm going to have you stick out your tongue, please. Good. She had a normal midline protrusion with no deviations to either side. Next, we're going to do the motor portion. We're going to do the fast movements. So go ahead and put your hand like this and touch all your fingers to your thumb as fast as you can. Good. Now do it with your left hand. Good. So that's equal speed for upper extremities. For your lower extremities, I'm going to have you tap the ball of your foot on my hand as fast as you can. Good. Now for your left foot. Good. So the speed for all 4 extremities were equal bilateral to each other, meaning that everything is intact there. Next, we are going to do the finger to nose test. So go ahead and put your right finger to my finger. Now put it to your nose, my finger, your nose, my finger, your nose. Perfect. Now we're going to switch hands. Left finger to nose, finger, nose, finger, nose, finger, nose. All right, so everything was good there. She didn't have any excessive delineations in her line of moving her finger. Next, we're going to do the heel to shin test. So take your right heel and up to your kneecap all the way down to the great big toe. Perfect. Now do it with your left leg. Perfect. Now these next 2, I'm going to have you stand. We're going to do the Romberg test. Feet together, eyes closed, and try not to sway. Good. She's not swaying. So next we're going to do the drift test, the pronator drift test. So stand with your feet together, arms out like this, and then close your eyes again. I'm going to assess her for 20 to 30 seconds. So she's not swaying excessively, so I'm going to push on her arms. And they return to their normal position. You can go ahead and sit down, ma'am. Now we're going to move on to the sensory portion of this exam, and we're going to start with vibration of the big toe. So I'm using my tuning fork. I'm going to vibrate the tuning fork and put it on the IP joint of her great toe. Tell me what you feel and then when it stops.
Vibrating. Stop.
Good. Now the left foot.
Vibrating.
Good.
Stop.
Good. So everything was normal there. Now we're going to do the lateral, or the position of the great big toe. Go ahead and put your feet back out, ma'am. I'm going to grab medially and laterally, but relax. And close it. All the sensory exams were with the eyes closed. So go ahead and keep your eyes closed, and tell me if your big toe is pointing up or down.
Down.
Good.
Up.
Good. Now with your left foot.
Up. Down.
Good. She has arthritis in her left great big toe, so I did not push it up as hard as I normally would, but everything was equal and bilateral like I expected. Last but not least, I'm going to do the monofilament exam. I would use a 10 ng monofilament, but today I'm going to use a Q-tip. There are 10 positions. I would like you to close your eyes and tell me if you can feel where I'm putting the monofilament.
Between the great toe.
Good. And I'm going to show on the bottom of the foot.
Little toe.
Yep.
Midway over.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the great toe.
Good.
Right side of the foot. Kind of center. Left. A little bit lower to the right. Left. Heel.
Perfect. And I would use pressure until it bent for more than 2 seconds, and if she couldn't feel it, then I would say that's an abnormal test. So now we're going to move on to the reflexes. For biceps, put your arms in your lap like this. Flex your biceps a little bit on your right side. Good. There's the tendon. She does have abnormally low deep tendon reflexes, so I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to strike my finger here, and I will look for contraction of the biceps and slight flexion of the arm. I felt contraction of the bicep, and there was a little bit of flexion on the arm there. Flex your biceps on your left arm. Good. There's the tendon. Relax. There. I felt contraction on the biceps, and I felt slight flexion of the arm. This is for nerve root C5 through C6. Next, we're going to do the triceps. I'm going to move your arm here in this position. I got my thumb right here on her triceps tendon, looking for extension of the forearm or of the arm, and contraction of the triceps. Nerve root C6 through C7. I felt contraction of the triceps here. I'm going to put your arm back down here. We'll do this side as well. Go ahead and relax. Good. There. I felt contraction of the triceps there and saw a little bit of extension of the arm there. Next, I'm going to do brachioradialis. So continue to keep your hands just like this, slightly moved inward, going 5 inches from the base of the thumb. On my finger again, we're going to tap. We're looking for slight supination and flexion of the arm. Good. She has very good brachioradialis reflexes. 5 inches from the the base of the thumb. Good. Flexion and supination there. That's nerve roots C5 through C6. I've been using the pointy part of my reflex hammer for the upper extremity ones. Next, I'm going to do the patellar reflexes. These ones, patellar and Achilles, I will not use my finger to strike, and I will also be using the long portion of my reflex hammer. So I'm going to go just below the patella. She does have very low patellar reflexes. So there was a little bit of a kick there. And there was a little bit of a kick there. That's nerve roots L2 through L4. Last but not least, we're going to do the Achilles tendon. That's nerve root S1. So I'm going to passively dorsiflex and hit the Achilles, looking for plantar flexion. Good. This one. Perfect. Is there anything else I can help you out, ma'am?
No, it sounds good.
It's nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.